Hey, it's Tony here, and today I'm going to show you some fairly basic processing using Siril and Photoshop on a image that is the NGC 4631 Whale Galaxy. So let's get started. The first thing I need to do is to open up my aligned and stacked file, which I've used Siril to do that previously. So I've had a series of flats files, bias files, dark files, and then the image files. And this is about 3 or 4 hours of 5-minute subs that were collected a few nights ago. And so I've already opened up the image in Siril. And now you may ask yourself going, yikes, this is pretty dark. What's going on here? And so you notice in Siril, there's a view down here, and I've got it set to linear. If I select it as auto stretch, you can now see there's the image. I've not manipulated the image by any means. This is simply a viewing mode called auto stretch in Siril. And usually the first thing that I do is do a crop on the image. What I might do just for simplicity's sake is I'm going to reorient the galaxy just for kind of viewing purposes only. And so to do that, I'm going to go ahead and crop the image. Let's crop it by about, let's go pretty hefty. We'll crop it by about 60%. So I'm using my left mouse button to drag a rectangle, and then I'm going to move that over the object. And then I'm going to right click and click on crop. And then the next thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the image counterclockwise, anti-clockwise by about 90 degrees. And again, this is just for aesthetics purposes, just for the purpose of this demo video. The first thing you'll notice is that there's a fairly significant gradient in this image where we've got kind of light areas of the background going to dark areas. And so we're going to go ahead and we'll use Siril to do that. And the way we do that is we go into scripts and Python scripts and processing. And I've already enabled a script that's referred to as GraXpert. I'm going to click on that and run that script. And this will open up the GraXpert interface. And the operation I'm going to perform is background extraction. I'm going to leave everything as default just for simplicity's purposes. And then I'm going to click on apply. And you see very, very quickly, GraXpert has applied and kind of improved the background gradient quite a bit, actually. The next thing I want to do is do a plate solve. And so to do that, I go into Tools, Astrometry, and Image Plate Solver. And that also brings up a dialog in Siril. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go click OK to have the plate solve do its magic. And so you can see there it's done that. And really the purpose of this is just to ensure that Siril knows the orientation of the object, the focal length, and some background information so that on the next stage, which is color calibration. So I'm going to go to image processing, color calibration, and I'm going to select Spectrophotometric Color Calibration. That also brings up a dialog. I'm going to make sure that the sensor type matches the camera that I use, which was a one-shot color camera. It used a Sony chip, and it was using the default filter installed in the camera. So then I'll just go ahead and click on OK. And you can see here, miraculously, the color is now changed to be color calibrated and corrected. And so now we've got something to work with a little bit more. The next thing I'm going to do is if I use my mouse wheel, I'm going to zoom in a bit into the galaxy. And so you can see we've got some dust lane activity taking place here in the Whale Galaxy. And what I like to do is to run a slight sharpening on the object. To do that, I'm going to go to Scripts, Python Scripts, Processing, and bring up Cosmic Clarity script. Run that script. And that also brings up a dialog. I'm going to do for the sharpening mode here, I only want to sharpen the object. So I want to just do the non-stellar, and I'll leave everything as default. And I'm going to go ahead and run this with the default settings. And this will take a few seconds to complete. You can see here the progress. And I've got a fairly fast computer that I work with, and then it's completed. And you can see straight away we've got a slight improvement in the sharpness of those dust lanes in the galaxy. However, what we've seemed to have also done is maybe introduced a little bit of noise into the galaxy area as well. So I'm going to go back into GraXpert, Python scripts, processing, GraXpert, run the script. And then in that dialog, I'm going to select here and do denoising. And I'm going to click on apply. And I'm going to let the GraXpert AI do its denoising magic. And you see the progress that's taking place here. Again, I've got a fairly fast desktop computer to work with, so it progresses a fairly rapid clip. And by any means, GraXpert is not your only option to do denoising. There are other scripts in Siril. You can also, if you want to, do your denoising outside of Siril. If you wanted to, you could use Photoshop, Affinity, GIMP to do that. But I think it's optimized to use GraXpert AI for the denoising. So there it is. It's completed. So we go ahead and minimize that. And you can see that it's kind of hard to tell the effect of the denoising, but it to my eye, it seems to be improved. Now, the next thing I want to do is if I use my mouse wheel to zoom in and then hold down on Windows, the control button, and drag over, you can see the stars are a little bit oval. And I will say the seeing conditions weren't that great for this capture. So that's why we've got a few sort of very slight oval shaped stars. It was nothing to do with collimation of the telescope or the guiding. That was all optimized. It simply came down to the seeing conditions were not that great. That said, the good news is in Siril, there's a number of ways that you can fix that. I'm going to use, for this example, for this demo, I'm going to go to scripts, Python scripts, processing, and you can see here at the top, I've installed a script called Aberration Remover. I'm going to click on that, run the script, and bring over the dialog. And I'm just going to leave everything at default and going to click on calculate. And it's going to take a few seconds for it to complete. And then you see that it's completed. And Ricardo, the developer of this script, has done a pretty good job. So if I do a before, there's the oval-shaped stars, and then a after, you can see they're very slightly improved. Now I still am in auto stretch mode, so that's where the stars may still look a little bit awkward in shape. We'll address that in a few moments. So the next thing we'll do is I'm going to go back into 100% view by clicking this button here in Siril. And now we're going to do some stretching. And so what stretching does is it's going to optimize or play around with the brightness and the contrast in the image. And to do that, I now go into linear mode. Click on that and you go, oh, yikes, the whole image has gone black. What's going on here? It's because we are now in true linear mode, ready to do some more processing of the image. To do that, I go into scripts, Python scripts, and there's some more scripts that I've downloaded into Siril under VeraLux. The first one I like to use is called Hypermetric Stretch. So we'll click on that and we'll bring over that dialog. We'll go into live preview, bring it over, and we'll just make sure the defaults are selected. I'm going to click on Auto Calc Log D. And you can see there, it's done a nice stretch of the image, bringing out a little bit more detail around the outskirts of the galaxy. And I'm just going to, for the purpose of this demo video, just going to leave this as is. If you wanted to, you could play around with this target background setting here, where if you reduce it a couple of points, you see the background goes a bit darker. And then you also click on Auto Calc again. And actually, you know what? Let's leave it like this for now and then click on Process. But I encourage you to play around with this hypermetric stretch. Really, the main things I've only ever played around with is this target BG and then click on auto calc log D, that kind of analyzes the image data to find the stretch factor based on this number here. So let's click on process, and then we'll close out this dialog when it's complete and it's done. And now, to me, the background is fairly nice and dark, but if we go into image processing and stretches and curves transformation, that also brings up a dialog. And you can see here at the bottom left, this kind of represents where the darkness in the image is and where the stars and the galaxies start to appear. If I drag this over to the right just a tiny bit, you'll see that the background goes darker. And so if you feel like the background's too light, you can definitely use this curves transformation to address that. So I'll click on apply and close. And then the other thing I like to do is, again, if I use my mouse wheel to zoom in, if I go to scripts, Python scripts, again, VeraLux, but this time this revealer script, click on that and bring over that dialog. So what it does is it kind of just like a local contrast and texture enhancement. If I use my mouse wheel to zoom in, if I move this micro contrast all the way to the right, you can see there it actually kind of brings out some nice detail in the dust lanes. You don't want to overdo it because it also seems to bring out a little bit of noise in the background as well. But I'm going to put it back to about around a third of the way. And you can see there, again, we've got a bit more detail in the dust lanes. And then I also like to move this structure slider just over a little bit. Again, we don't want to go too crazy here because we don't want to make it look like noise is coming back into the image. So I'll go ahead and click on process. And that looks pretty nice to me. I'm going to kind of leave this as is for now. But one thing I want to call out is when we did the Aberration Remover, you can see here on some of the stars, they're not kind of exactly circular. They look a bit kind of odd to my eyes. And if I zoom out here, you can see there's a few of those stars like that, these kind of odd shapes. So one way you can address that is to go into Photoshop to make the stars look a bit more circular. And so this is just one trick that I use. There are other methods to do this, but I'm just going to show you this as an example. So to go into Photoshop, I'm going to save the image as a TIFF file. And let's just call the name of the file SIR at the end, so we know that Siril processing has taken place. And we'll save it as TIFF, click on save, and we are going to save it as a 16-bit TIFF file because that's what Photoshop works with, is 16-bit TIFF files. Click on save. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Photoshop. And you're not locked into using Photoshop. You can use Affinity, you can use GIMP to do similar processes to what I'm going to show you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in that TIFF image. And so you can see here these kind of odd shaped stars. So for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to copy the layer a couple of times by doing Control-J and Control-J in Windows. And the next step is I'm going to use Select and Mask. So if I go into Select and Select and Mask, and so it brings that up. And what you notice is I've got the brush tool selected in Select and Mask. And what I can do is I can, if I use the square brackets key on the Windows keyboard, left and right, I can change the size of that circle. I can set the feather to about 2, which is usually what I have it around. And the output is going to go to new layer with layer mask. So if I just reduce this a little bit and then kind of click inside that star area, not too small because we don't want to lose the size of the star. So let's click once here, reduce the size of the circle, maybe click once here on this star, once here, here, and here. And then there's a star here up just above the galaxy. We'll click on that. And then if you want, you can click obviously other stars as well, but I'm just going to do these bottom ones here and this one here above the galaxy. And if I click on OK, you can see there that we've got this new layer created with the new mask. Now, if I click on backslash here, so first of all, select the mask and then click backslash, you can see, look, where those stars were selected. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars were selected. And so we're going to do a trick here. I'm going to go into the layer below and I'm going to go to the spot healing brush tool. And what I'm going to do is, again, use my square angled brackets. I'm going to go down a little bit and I'm going to click once or twice. Once or twice, once or twice, same here, and then up here, this one here. And you can see there what it's done is basically made the stars a little bit more circular in shape. Not necessarily perfect, but certainly better. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, because around those stars now, it almost looks like there's a panda eye effect on those stars. I'm going to go ahead back into the mask and I'm going to go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. And you can see there, look, by applying just a small 5 pixel blur on the stars, that kind of panda eye effect has been reduced. So click on OK. And if I zoom in using my mouse wheel, you can see there, that star is a little bit more circular in shape. So it's almost like a cosmetic effect that you've applied to your image to kind of round those stars out a little bit. And like I say, there are other ways to do this to make your stars a little bit rounder, but I'm just showing you one example using a combination of Siril for the aberration and then Photoshop for the less selector mask. And now if I just maybe just flatten all these layers, so flatten the image, and there you have it, is a fairly reasonable looking NGC 4631 Whale Galaxy. Thank you very much for your time.